In the European Commission, the officials who work in the maritime field are generally speaking very pragmatic. They would therefore have no problem coming up with a workable agreement for the post-Brexit period. Why shouldn't there be mutually beneficial deals? For example, why shouldn't the UK continue to contribute to and benefit from the maritime satellite tracking services that already exist and are managed by the European Maritime Safety Agency? Clean Sea Net, Safe Sea Net. There are several services, and it would be in everyone's interest if those agreements were not spoiled by the UK's departure. This is logical, but politics could spoil the party. Let's take another example. There are 10 companies based in the UK known as notified bodies who certify marine equipment, which then circulates freely within the European Union. The UK Department of Transport has already asked the Commission for some kind of deal which would protect these companies after Brexit. In theory, this isn't a problem. Similar deals already exist between the European Union and non-EU states such as the US. But what would happen if the talks, which are supposed to last at least 2 years, didn't go well? Suppose there was some kind of falling out. Suppose goodwill dissipated. What would then happen? It would be tempting for the EU to put pressure on the UK by putting the brakes on all such mutual recognition deals, or even perhaps to make the UK-based companies pay in order to attract them to relocate to the mainland. These political problems are not necessarily maritime related, but of a general nature. There are others, such as taxation, for example. The UK Chamber of Shipping has already called on the UK government to look at tax breaks. If the UK went down that road and put in place some kind of Singapore-style low taxation regime for ships registered in Britain, that would be sure to trigger allegations of distortion of competition from other EU owners. In fact, they're already watching this issue very closely. If this got pushed up the political food chain, it could become a football that will be kicked around and could cause bad blood in the negotiations. Therefore, it will be difficult for the 2 years of talks to come to a conclusion without some kind of mishap. This is because several EU countries and the European Commission will be tempted to punish the UK in order to discourage other EU states from leaving. At the moment, the other EU 27 member states seem to be split. Some want to punish, others would like to come to a good deal for everybody, but you can bet that the EU institutions and the European Commission in particular will be more keen on punishing. If the UK comes out of this process with a good deal, why shouldn't other EU countries get a good deal? It will be difficult to get to the end of the Brexit negotiations without some kind of falling out, and therefore it's difficult to see pragmatism prevailing in the maritime field. We hope you enjoy the Maritime Watch.